New batsman is Dudnoth. Saw him bowl as well. Bowl left arm spin. Romain Cool Dude Dudnoth comes to the wicket with 2 early wickets gone. So a lot of work to do now for St Maarten. 146 is their target.
Well, they've just got to be careful not to self-destruct too early. They've got to weather the storm. Maybe the approach is just to knock it in the gap, knock it down the ground, run a couple of singles, just get into the game. This is the last wicket that's gone down. Now you can see how important it is. Wide called.
Played that shot very well before, but this time couldn't clear the mid-on fielder. And Weston gives it the wiggle.
The Western wiggle, will that have a cult following? I reckon. Play of the day. Here we go.
Nice shot. Maybe play of the day in South Africa, but you're in the Caribbean, and that wiggle is nothing. You can look around this crowd and you can pick out hundreds who can better that. Curly Ambrose, of course, when he was playing, had a distinctive way of sending batsmen off.
Yeah, sometimes on a stretcher. I'll tell you what, most of them left with wide eyes.
Well done, boy. Well done, boy.
One of the legends, of course. He's now with his daughters down there. He's very much of a family man. Plays in a band here with Richie Richardson and Kenny Benjamin. Bowled him. St Maarten are in a heap of trouble here. They're 17 for 3. And Dudnoth goes to Hamish Anthony for a duck. So 2 ducks so far in the innings.
Well, did it stay down a little bit? I think it did. He went back a little bit, but the ball didn't bounce as much as he thought. Got to give the bowler some credit, though. He got it on line. So if it does anything, you're in trouble. So Dudnoth leaves. He's got 0 in 2 deliveries, not what his side needed.
The crowd loves this animation on the board. Graphic up there throughout the day, and given a great deal of entertainment for the spectators. They've come in their numbers of more and more. It's of course not a big crowd yet, but will get bigger as the evening goes on. But the St Maarten team in real trouble, 17 for 3. St Maarten divided into 2 in Ireland, half Dutch, half French. They need the 2 of them to come together now to get him out of this sort of trouble. Dwayne Elchin comes in now. End of the over. Hamish Anthony has struck in that over at 17 for 3.
Well, the intensity's been good. Stay down just a little bit, but to be fair, he did miss it. And he stood there for a long time. Oh, look at that. That tells a story. Joy all round. There's a lot of cash up for grabs and knockout tournament. That's the scorecard. 17 for 3. They're all over the place at the moment, St Maarten. And a lot of work to do.
So Trockard the single. Brings Elgin into the strike now. He won't want to lose his marbles. 2 ducks in this innings already.
That's 2.
Well, what's going through his mind? Let's just look back. 18 for 3. He knows he's got to keep the board going, but not get out.
The thing is not a huge total. 146 to get. It's not huge. What they need now is a partnership, a little consolidation. They need 2 batsmen to stay together, add 50 or 60, then re-examine the situation.
Relax.
There's a leg by. Yeah, I think you've summed it up so right. You've really got to make sure you get a partnership going. The problem is the 2 bowlers have bowled exceptionally well. They've bowled nice and straight, nice and tight. Not a lot of great pace, but they've just got the ball in the right area, and they've been backed up by some smart fielding, good field placings, and made sure they've got fielders in the right places, the right angles. Again, there's a man there.
Weston's had a couple of first-class matches for the Leewards in the regional competition against Jamaica. Got Chris Gale out, the West Indies and Jamaica opening batsman, for 219. That's hit hard, and that's hit well. Chokard's got a boundary. Overpitched, and he's put it away.
Well, that's what we were talking about. He's put away the poor deliveries, if there are any. There was a little bit of width in it, threw the bat at it. Timing was good. Released just a little bit of the pressure. 12 deliveries, got 9. Boundary in there, that helps.
That'll be a wide, no question about that. Umpire James Stevens making the obligatory call.
Well, the important thing there was a lot of bounce. And that just may stop batsmen getting on the front foot a little bit too early, but it went nice and high. He banged it in.
Nice little deflection down to 3rd man for a single. 5 overs have gone, and St Maarten are struggling. They're 25 for 3. They need 146 to win. We go down to Mike Haseman.
Yeah, thanks, Tony. Tony mentioned actually the Bahamas boys are here. They're playing in the 2nd game today against the Cayman Islands. And I thought I'd just come in and chat to the skipper, Llewellyn Armstrong, who's here with the boys. Llewellyn, you guys have come down here nice and early. You're excited about the 2nd game, I'm sure, but what are you checking out specifically?
Well, we're checking out how the teams approach especially their batting innings, and basically what sort of field placement that the captains are using, the bowlers. And what I'm surprised about is how many spinners bowled in the first innings.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think that did surprise the opposition as well. Okay, so things going to plan at the moment as far as you're concerned, or have you had a few surprises in your own build-up and your own plans to your match?
No, I don't think there are any surprises. Both came in and we know each other well, and no surprises really. The only thing that surprised you, the batting, is how orthodox the batsmen started out. In my mind, I thought it would start out more aggressively, but pretty docile from what I saw from the first innings.
Okay, what are you planning to do? Have you got a pinch hitter at the front there to try and scatter the pigeon, so to speak?
Not really. We have orthodox batsmen at the front, and we have someone coming at number 3 who could play either role. So and the batting order from there, depending on which start we get, will be basically flexible as we go along. Okay,
Llewellyn, what would you say your strength is for the Bahamas?
I think our strength is hitting the ball, and our strength is fielding. And I think a lot of guys are pretty quick in the field, and once we get going, I hope we don't get off to a slow start, but once we get going, we get into it, and I think our strength is our toughness and our ability to buckle down when it gets tough.
Okay, and playing on day 1 of the tournament, very exciting for you guys.
exciting and sort of nerve-wracking at the same time, but we'd rather be out here than any place else in the world.
Well said. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
So they're up next, the Bahamas. Stanford 2020, and there's the man himself in the sunglasses. Alan Stanford. So 26 for 3. A couple of ducks already in this innings. Need a big innings from someone. Joel Garner and Clive Lloyd in the background. Two of the legends which are, should I say, who are on the Stanford 2020 board. They have been advisors, they have been coaches, they have been just about everything to the background to this tournament. So the end of the over. It's moved on to 27 for 3 from 6 overs. The field restrictions now have been lifted.
Yeah, and the rate's gone up. 8.5 now. That's what it is. And, that batting card, well, you look down it, you start to hope someone's going to come to the body, because that's the red line at the bottom, the red worm. There's 3 little white dots on it already, and it's below what it should be. There's work to be done. You see, it just fell away straight away off those 2 wickets. Third over. That's where they lost momentum. $119 to win from 84 balls. Couple of boundaries needed. So close. Just the inside edge, and Dane Weston, very animated. He knows how close it was. Gee, he really gets into the game. Jogging back he is now.
He just lives the game, doesn't he, Weston? He is originally from Antigua. Now, like so many of the natives of these islands, they've carried their cricket talents across. He to US Virgin Islands, a number of them to St Maarten, some to the British Virgin Islands. He feels he should get a ball every wicket. Or, correction, get a wicket every ball.
Now, there's nothing wrong with that. Just a slip by the batsman. He's recovered pretty well. And Weston can't believe it. He's not even walking back this time. Hands on hips. They got a 2 off me. That's what he's thinking.
Winners of this match will go on to meet St Vincent and the Grenadines in the next round here on next week, Tuesday. Just a single to third man. And the losers, that's it for them. Straight knockout. No second chance for teams that lose. So a lot depending on the outcome here. And at the moment, USVI with the advantage.
Just a single taken, Tony, and there's just one delivery left from Dane Weston in his spell. I think he's bowled exceptionally well. Gone for just 6 and over, 23 so far. 2 wickets in there, broken the back early on, so to say. And I'm sad I'm going to see only one more ball from him.
He's been the most entertaining player of the day. No, you're going to see more than one. But he just got away with that wide. It really was wide. And he got the advantage from past Stevens, who made no signal So 7 overs gone. It's 32 for 3, 114 more to win, and they have to get them at almost 9 runs and over. We go down once more to Mike Haseman.
Yes, here, Gordon Gums. Now, he's very, very busy at the moment. Just tell us what you're doing. You've been walking around, pacing up and down with this bit of paper. What are you doing?
I'm making sure I keep a tag of the runs and the run weight and the manner in which the runs were made, so that I can coordinate the efforts of the fielders while watching closely what the opponents are doing.
Okay, but I imagine right now you're quite pleased with the fact that 3 wickets down inside 7 overs.
Well, indeed, I think the run rate is quite well at 7 overs. It's just a matter of 31 runs, the loss of 3 wickets. I think the guys in the middle are doing just what we practiced so hard to accomplish.
Okay, now it's cutthroat, isn't it? If you lose this, you're on your way home and that's it.
Well, that is what we cannot take. We have pledged we want to be back here next week. It's our plan to be back here. And indeed, we are hopeful of going all the way. Though small in stature, great in spirit. That is the essential point that this team has. And I can assure you, having passed through today, you are hoping to see better things of the United States Virgin Islands team. I'm proud of the guys.
Terrific, that's great. I wish you all the best. I won't take too much of your time because you're intense with that bit of paper. Good luck.
I thank you very kindly.
A new bowler here is John Florent, originally from Dominica, now in the US Virgin Islands, bowling a bit of medium pace here. Mike Haseman just with Howard Gums, the coach of the US Virgin Islands. Just showing that you don't have to use a laptop computer to keep tabs on what's going on in the middle. Good old-fashioned pencil and paper will do the job.
John,
there he is.
Huh?
Howard Gums just noting everything for future reference, and he's sure that he's going to have a future in this tournament. The way things are going, St Maarten struggling. And really interesting here now with the USVI on top. They've drawn fielders right in, trying to cut off the singles, pressuring the batsman to try big shots. They know that St Maarten have to go for big shots now in this situation. They can't afford having drifted out to about 9 runs and over needed to depend on singles. Vitalis at square leg making a good save. They really have looked good, the US Virgin Islands. 35 for 3 at the end of the over.
Crowd has slowly built up. It's a good looking crowd as well. Kids starting to inhabit the grassed areas. Such a wonderful thing about 2020 is that it's catered to a new market, the younger patrons. Really free entry to the ground today, just giving them, some of them, their first taste of cricket. Some of them have taken a liking to it for a lot longer period of time.
What you want, Julie? Julie.
Change in bowling. Terence Webb comes on to try and spin his way around the St Maarten batsman. He'll bowl off spin.
I thought you missed the opportunity there for Webb to weave his web as he's come on.
Webb's a radio technician, originally from Nevis. Nevis will be in the competition a little bit later on. Oh, you'll have to hurry to get back in. And he gets there. If it had hit the stumps direct, he might well have been out of his ground. St Kitts and Nevis split in this competition as they are in the Leeward Islands tournament. That's a good catch. That's a very good catch. It's hit hard to him. It's low. Webb gets a wicket. Might have been straight to him, but it was hit hard. Junie Anthony, the second of the Anthony brothers. Jubilation for the US Virgin Islands.
That's a good catch. We've seen some mistakes in the field, and the Webb weaves its magic. And the Webb shuffle is a sign of success. Elgin goes for 5. It's 35 for 4. I just love the look of the hawk, I suppose, until I know any better. He sends you off, or he signals a 4. Passionate look on the face of Elgin as he makes his way out. St Maarten in a great deal of trouble. They need 111 to win from just 69 balls at a rate just under 10 runs per over. But they're losing wickets, and that will always heap pressure on the middle to lower order. 38-year-old Evans makes his way to the crease, and they need a partnership. They need a significant partnership in quick time. St Maarten in trouble.
Well, from the time they came out, the US Virgin Islands looked really ready for it. Weston, the opening bowler, got a wicket in his first over. They really have looked pumped up. That'll be leg side wide. But a good catch by Junie Anthony, giving Webb his first wicket. And generating the Webb wind. Well, we saw Weston with the Weston wiggle, and Webb after his wicket. Webb wind. Leg side wide, offside wide.
Focus, focus, me boy.
St Maarten under real pressure here. 9 overs gone there, 37 for 4. One legend is with another. Mike Haseman, he'll tell you who he's with.
Thank you, Tony. I've got the big fella Courtney Walsh alongside me. Of course, Courtney, you are aligned with the side that's on top at the moment. You've been very proud of them.
Very proud of them. They're playing extremely well and doing a job the way they're asked to do. And one can't fault them so far. It's early days yet, but they're doing extremely well. One
thing that was very noticeable, and Tony Cozy just talked about it, they were buzzing, they were on the ball right from ball one. I mean, you can't take any time to get going in this format.
No, it's only 20 overs, a shorter version of the game, so you've got to be on top from day one. I thought from the one that toss and battle, they were very positive and confident, and they're doing it in style.
How much time have you spent with them?
I spent a lot of time with them over there, but since I came here, I was with them most of today. Went to the prior with them, just have a good team chat and been focused on them, chatting with the manager and the coach just to keep them interested as well. And the team is very pumped up for this game.
I tell you what, the coach and the manager are certainly fired up. They can't sit still.
I know they are. I'm trying to keep them calm.
We've noticed a couple of celebratory dances as well. Did you pass that on from your playing days?
Well, I think they watched me a lot when I played, and I was actually practicing with them a couple of times. I went to UVI, and I think they probably tried to imitate and eliminate that, and they're doing a good job of it.
They're doing a fine job. Good luck.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Of course, a lot of competition between the legends who have been given responsibility for the teams here. Gordon Greenidge is at the moment on the losing side. St Maarten 38 for 4. Courtney Walsh is full of beans with his team doing very well. But each of the 14 legends have been assigned a team.
Your side, your side, your side.
Clive Lloyd Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda Joel Garner. Must have hit something. The umpire says not out there. asking for dismissal. The stumps have been disturbed. Seems if the ball brushed the pad, perhaps. Have a look.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't a stumping because I think the feet were anchored well inside of the crease. It's a good take and a good work from the wicketkeeper.
Yes. Keep coming, boys. Keep coming, boys. Garrett, Taylor. No skip.
Bahamas are playing the Cayman Islands next match. Cayman Islands, Richie Richardson.
Run out, skipper.
Richie Richardson is the legend who has been assigned to the Cayman Islands, and the Bahamas, the legend who has guided them through. We don't even have to play that match. We know who will win it. Ian Bishop is the man who is in charge of the Bahamas as the legend. St Maarten really struggling here.
Score being
only 3.9 runs per over run rate. The 39 for 4 after 10.
They're probably struggling as much as the Cayman Islands, maybe struggling a little bit later on in the day. Richie Richardson has professed his superiority, but it's an affiliate team versus an associate team. So obviously there are psychological advantages there, but I get the feeling in this tournament some of the little axes will be cutting down some big trees. So it's one to stay tuned for, folks. Second match.
There's Richie Richardson, yeah. And the thing is that they're geographical neighbors as they are here, these two. Cayman Islands and Bahamas, very close proximity to each other. Gone through, but there is the coverage on the boundary. And they've taken a couple. Nice shot, right on top of it. That's a fine shot, and it's gone for 4. Found the gap between the man at deep cover and the man at long off. Nice drive, full flow of the bat by Evans.
Once again, he's picking the gaps. He's hitting the ball inside out against the spin into an area that is unprotected. It's always unprotected in that area. 100 required of 9.5 overs. So you'll need to see some more of those shots, and quite quickly, from Evans, from Trocard.
Have to hurry here. Bad return. Neatly tidied up by Lesmond. So single to Evans. Evans from St Lucia originally. And we've seen some good shots from him. Better return could have caused some problems because that was not good running between the wickets. Didn't slide the bat in. What is letting them go, these wides? Umpire very lenient on the calls for wide. Didn't call for a wide there. 46 for 4. 100 needed now of just 9 overs. And we go down once more to Mike Hazeman.
Thank you, Tony. I've got Richard Richardson alongside me now. Richie, Ian Bishop is in commentary right now. You're in charge of one of the teams in the next game. He's in charge of the other. He's laid down the gauntlet. He reckons you guys have got no chance.
Well, Ian Bishop knows the script, and he knows that he's going back home tomorrow morning. So that's all I'll say.
Tell us about your team.
Well, my team is very well prepared. They've been training hard. They've been playing a number of matches. They've been touring around the Caribbean. They almost qualified for the ICC World Cup last year. So they're in very top shape, and I'm no doubt that they're going to beat the Bahamas tonight.
And what about Bishop's team? What do you know about them? Why aren't you really bothered?
Well, to be honest, I went to the Bahamas, and in fairness, they're trying very hard. They're not a very strong nation, but you never know. Seriously, in this format of the game, anything is possible.
Yeah, that's what attracts everyone to the game.
Yeah,
I mean,
most certainly.
it's you can't miss a minute, otherwise something can turn
No,
very
it's
quickly.
excitement every single delivery, and anything is possible. So everybody's sort of like looking forward to all the excitement.
And a final word for Bish?
Well, Bish, you should have had your bag packed already.
Thanks for your time, Ritz.
All right, take care, man. Bye.
Our educated and knowledgeable viewers will notice that Richie Richardson is sitting in the Sticky Wicket pub, and obviously he's been having a few drinks that have been laced with something that has made him delusional. We shall find out in the next match. There it is. That's where he is. That's where he's sitting comfortably. That's why he's delusional, folks.
Yes, Johnny. Yes,
And
Johnny.
this is all
Nothing different,
that
Johnny
Ian
boy.
Bishop has had throughout the day. Just water. That's all Bish has, or water. But it sometimes makes him delusional too. It's a nice shot as well. Gives Weston a long chase around, a desperate dive. He just can't get there. That was superbly timed. By the time it left the bat, you never thought it would get to the boundary. Weston at fine leg. There's no deep backward square leg. And a neat boundary. Nice timing, nice shot.
Hard locked in.
It emphasizes the speed of the outfield. We've had a lot of rain over the last couple of days here in Antigua, but the outfield is still very quick, and I think batsmen that get in can get reasonable totals.
Well, he missed it. He misruns.
Relax.
50 has been raised. He's just got a boundary. It was really no more than a long hop. He'll know he's missed out on that. He's furious with himself.
Come on, USVI.
Evans has played pretty well so far, but he really missed that one.
I think a lot of the shots that we've seen, a lot of the good timing we've seen, have said a little bit about the bats as well. They're authentic cricket bats made by one of the more popular manufacturers. 12 overs gone 53 for 4. They're just painted in an unusual color. Black bats, but they hit just as good as historically what you would term the normal cricketing bats. No complaints from the players. Just adds a different look. So 93 runs to win from 48 balls. Someone has got to play a scorcher.
Come on, Platzi.
Now, umpire James Knight has a decision to make, and he can't make it on his own. He's called for assistance from the third umpire, Austin Christopher. Hamish Anthony with the underarm flick gets the stumps direct, and that's going to be very close, but I think we'll find it's out. So often we've seen over the years, direct hit makes the decision. Had that missed the stumps, the keeper taken it, he wouldn't have had time enough to run him out. Hamish Anthony doesn't bring the keeper into it. Just waiting. Your hawk up there. Out. So Truckard goes. And more elation for the USVI. They've really played well here.
And they've looked probably all round. The team, the feeling has been reasonable. Their bowling has been much more disciplined. And it has created pressure and has brought them another wicket. Truckard goes for 17. It's 53 to 5.
Well, he may be smiling on the outside, but I'm sure he's not feeling too clever on the inside. So 53 for 5. And in comes the man that St Maarten will be looking to to put some life into their step. Lionel Richie's coming on. Bowled reasonably well.
Come on, Platts. One Africa, one Africa. Back up, Paulie. Bowling Platts, bowling Platts. Gotcha!
Big hit. The man out there, he can't quite get around enough. In fact, there are two of them out there, but it drops well short, and in between them,
Well done, well done.
they'll get a couple.
Ready by him, ready by him.
Good stop from Hamish Anthony, showing his experience even at the age of 35.
Bowling Platts, bowling Platts. No Platts.
Well pulled away.
Africa, come here. Hey.
Just a single. They've been very alert in the field, perhaps too enthusiastic on occasions. But from the beginning, they've looked to be the winning side. 58 for 5 at the end of the over.
For 70.
Just beyond the boundary here, the Sticky Wicket restaurant and bar. There is one area where you can get snacks, and that's the bar. And then there's another area, both downstairs and upstairs, with somewhat more refined fare you can get. And of course, a number of cricket photographs in there as well. The Hall of Fame has been initiated by Alan Stanford a couple of years back.
Now we're drawing towards almost twilight here.
Back up, back up, back.
Once the lights come on, it'll add, I suppose, a different perspective to the ambience here at Sticky Wicket. The ambience already decorated with pictures of Sir Vivian Richards in his authentic Asian garbs.
We've got Lionel Richie out there, and we've been exhorted to use as many Lionel Richie songs as we can, work them into the commentary. Of course, he's a little bit too modern for me, I suppose. I bet the Lionel Richie never played a shot like that. Tremendous straight drive for 4. But I've been advised I should use the Stuck on You, that one. Because he certainly got stuck into that.
Well, I think he'll have to do this all night long as well if they're supposed to win this game.
Well, if St Maarten win this, he'll be dancing in the ceiling over in Phillipsburg. And they won't win it. They won't win it. I think we can say that. Cricket's a funny game, but not now. They're 64 for 6. And there'll be no dancing in the ceiling over there.
Simple method again looking to put the big hoik towards the leg side. And bowling pretty straight, Florent. Lionel Richie saunters off to the hut for 7, 64 for 6. .82 required from 37 balls. But the USVI are well on top in this opening encounter of the Stanford 2020 competition. The weather has been fantastic today so far. The first game of a doubleheader today at the Stanford Cricket Stadium. USVI achieved 145 for 7 of their 20 overs. And St Maarten in response are 64 for 6. Only 6.1 overs left. Brutus, and he'll have to play as his name. Age 25, and someone needs to really set things alight for St Maarten.
It's been a disappointing performance by St Maarten. They would have certainly expected to do better against their arch rivals. All over the place. Florent strikes again with a perfect delivery, especially for this form of the game. Straight, full, on the stumps, 8 down for 64, and the US Virgin Islands now feel that they've got this one.
Means a lot. It means so much. And it would mean a lot here, but Brutus has gone first ball for naught. 64 for 7. Walked on over by Florent. 4 overs for 18 runs and 2 wickets. And that is an outstanding day's work for this young man from the US Virgin Islands. A new style of cricket.
Let's go VI, let's go VI.
New style of clothing. Different coloured bats, different coloured attire.
Yes,
And real problems now as Tony Cozier has slipped comfortably out of the commentator's chair. That Simcox is in. And the web continues to weave.
One. I'm backing you up.
Well, you sense it's almost the last rights, don't you? But it's a funny old game, this. 65 for 7. Well, 100 in 6 overs. 6 and a bit. 5 and a bit. You wouldn't be betting against the bowling side right now. But they've looked a better side, Bish. They've looked more organised. They've fielded better. They've had a lot of animation in the fielding as well. But the passion's been there.
He's going to run away for a few. Hamish Anthony is after it. And he hasn't got a strong arm. We've seen a few of these pros throughout the international season. And he gets the job done. Former West Indies player Hamish Anthony, now resident in the USVI, age of 35. Orange ball just starting to lose its colour. Nice shot. Won't get to the boundary, it shouldn't. Weston is after it and he gets a boot in.
Back up.
It's been a hallmark of the captaincy. It's been the good angles that have been cut off. In less boundaries scored, and a lot of times fielders been able to get around the boundary and cut it off. Good shot for just 1 run. Down the ground again. 76 of 31. Huge ask. So much at stake.
At the end of 15 over 70 for 7. So much prize money available. Man of the match receives 25,000 US dollars. The player of the game, 10,000 US dollars. And Florent certainly with his 2 for 18 or 4 overs is in line for the man of the match prize, which will be adjudicated by some of the legends. And the play of the game as well to be adjudicated by the commentary team. Just confirmation of some of the prize money available. Man of the match in the final, 100,000 US. Player of the match in the final, 100,000 US as well. Qualifying matches, 25,000 and 10,000 respectively. Total prize money, over $2.5 million. That's US, folks. It's not Guyanese or Jamaican. Florent picked up 2 wickets in his last 2 balls, but his spell of 4 overs is complete. And Richardson into the attack. Pardon me, Huggins to Richardson. It's not Richie Richardson.
You want ball at protection? Eh?
Of course, the win
Okay.
allows you to go on and play in the next round. Get some more slice of the action, get another shot at some more cash.
Hey, come on.
Besides that, just the experience of playing. That's what it's all about as well, giving the youngsters an opportunity.
The grass nice, you know. Rumi, the grass nice. Bruise yourself.
When you get the more established nations coming to the fore,
Stop it. Do it for the team.
Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, St Kitts and Nevis, who've played in the Leeward Islands competition, Anguilla, Antigua, Barbuda. Level of cricket then becomes a little more tense or intense. Now, there was an appeal there, or some excitement really, to signify that it might have been a dropped catch. I think it might have been. It might have been. Little outside edge. The keeper standing up to the stumps couldn't absorb it into the palm of the hands.
Slower delivery, put away with such disdain and ease, and lots of power.
It was almost too slow, really. It took an eternity to get to the batsman, who had time, really, to change his shot, change his shot selection. Almost too much to be done. 71 required from 26 balls. Every delivery now, as far as St Maarten are concerned, means that it provides a challenge to score off. Unless it's a wide.
Good keeping. Very good take. Never easy to go across the leg side standing up to a medium pace bowler.
Keep working, boys. Come on, Skip, don't forget.
More runs. It might just be 4 of them. And it runs away. Interesting way to signal the 4 from the umpire, not from the crowd.
Yeah, a case of too little, too late, I guess. Boundary's coming. When you're that far behind the rate, needing so many runs, you're not in the game. Both sides would have learned a lot from playing. Conditions, just the pressure of the occasion. Go away with a lot more experience. Put back into the system. Powerfully down the ground. That's 4 more. Yep, folks, the boundaries are coming. 14 off the over. Big over it was.
It's a good straight hit. I suppose the keeper standing up to the stumps causing a little bit of pressure on the batsman. He can't advance down the track. The straight route always bears fruit. So much more required. 15.5 per over required. Light starting to take effect. St Maarten The Red Worm still way behind the advancement of the USVI.
Now, Bish, is there just one big over somewhere? A 20, 3 sixes, and just maybe a 4 in there, just to get them back in striking distance. New bowler, it's the off spinner, and Calvin Lewis is the man.
A misfield. Had it been picked up and returned to either end, one of the batsmen would have been in a lot of trouble. Opportunity missed. 41 years of age, Calvin Lewis. Good smack. Does it have the legs to get to the boundary? Good stop by Weston. He's been in the action. He bowled 4 overs for 23, picked up a couple of wickets. Most important wicket of John Eugene. He enjoys everything he does.
He certainly does. There's a lot of passion there. He got down pretty smartly. I tell you what, he had to get down early. It was powerfully struck, got a hand on it.
Well, he spent a lot of the time 2 days ago just reminding Viv Richards of how good he was. Not Richards, Weston. That's high, that's handsome, that's long, and that's all the way onto the roof.
Well, we spoke about it. Is there something left in the tail? Onto the roof she went. No running required, sir. Straight on the roof. Bang.
Let's watch the equation, boys. No P.
How many balls left in this over?
Come on, focus.
2. What are the possibilities of just one more of those big ones straight? Just had a little flutter. Change of plan around the wicket. There's Lewis, 41 years old, very experienced. Change the angle.
Got him. Got him. Evans is spraddled on the floor, so are the stumps, which signals the end. It's very good wicket keeping. Very good keeping indeed from Lesmond. Quick hands and good awareness. He's had a good day.
I tell you what, once he'd taken those bails off, you should have seen the rest of the side. Stephen Evans, some blows, 39 or 32. He gave it all, just wasn't enough. He departs the scene. 53 of 19. Is that too many? Fish, we've got to give the bowler a little bit of credit. Came over the wicket, hit for 6. Round the wicket, a little bit wide outside off stump, enticed the man and did the business.
Almost a Sylvester Joseph lookalike, Lesmond.
Let's stay in there, fellas. Let's stay in there.
Wicket keeper. But now Baptiste. He's the new batsman. 53 required from 19 deliveries. Yeah, no time to settle in from Baptiste, but good bowling again. A wicket in the over. 10 runs of the initial over from Lewis, but he got a wicket, which is more important. 94 for 8 after 17.
Come on, Skip. Give me a tight one, Skipper.
This is the situation of the St Maarten scorecard. Just 2 wickets left. And they require 52 from 18 balls. Almost a lost cause. This high. This should be out. This should be out. There's a dance being done underneath it. And finally, it's held. Juni Anthony has taken the catch, and I think he's got a few supporters in the crowd.
Well, he had the sun straight in his eyes. He did well. He started off, he lost the ball. Went up pretty high. He circled it, and then he got his bearings and made no mistake at the end. But right into the sun he was. Look at the shadow, you see? That's where he was. Well taken in the end. Very well taken.
Applause from the bowler. Baptiste goes for 1, and it's nearly dead and gone for St Maarten, 94 for 9. He's just enthused about everything. He was jumping, high-fiving. Yeah, he's still going, still going. He's on the brink of getting through to the next round. 1 wicket away. He'll be a hit for the rest of this tournament.
Just one, Emo. Just one, Emo. Relax, Emo. Relax. Relax.
Well, you can imagine the players have just lived for the last couple of weeks knowing that this big occasion is coming along, and a chance, a wonderful opportunity, and they've taken it. And Weston's been at the forefront of that. Opened the bowling, bowled well.
Right arm over. That's all. Well done, good work. Come on, Skip, nothing special, okay? One side, Skip.
It's all action at the moment. 2.2 overs left.